I watched the bits I want to watch back. I watched the police scene because I was like, you know, when David and Zizi were like, going around, and then they were like, and then Zizi was like, oh, we need to swap, I don't feel well, and I was like, no, and I went under the car. So I just needed to see how they were, you know, being a bit snaky in that moment. But yeah, and then also I watched my eviction as well.
How did it feel to watch that back?
Quite sad actually. It was dramatic because obviously when you're there, it was like there's no music playing, AJ's coming in, and me and AJ know each other as well. And yeah, watching it back, it was like the sad song was kicking in, the ambience was there, and I'm very old. Big Brother wouldn't have let me go back in and say goodbye to everyone, but this Big Brother, he was nice. But no, so he said you got 1 minute to, so the minute that I would have had with a loved one, I had a minute with them to say goodbye. But then the main front door was broken. It was opening because I was meant to walk out onto the stage with no one there, and the door was jammed. And it was like, Bradley, please go. And I was probably stood there for about 6 minutes. I was like, they don't want me to go. And then I went through the diary room door. And it was really weird because I went through the diary room door, and it's exactly when you go out the diary room door, you're like, oh no, this is a set. Like you see like the props and everything. And I didn't see any of my loved one for 24 hours, so it was quite, because I was in lockdowns, because no one knew I left. But yeah, that was the hardest bit. But I had an amazing chaperone called Shanna, and we got Nando's, we got McDonald's, and we got creams. Yeah, I went for all of it. I'm having all of it. Definitely, I had a cookie dough. I know. The most Ofcoms of the series, you know, kind of a serve. I mean, I think a lot of people were obviously upset, obviously being autistic and neurodiverse. It's like going on that show was a big, like, to get my head around anyway, and for them to evict me in that way, I understand why people were obviously hurt and upset by that. But I signed the contract, they can do what the hell they want, and they were very supportive. Like, there was a lot of things in place for me to make it more of an enjoyable experience. So yeah, I think that's why when I saw the comments like, he's autistic, that's cruel, and I was like, no, they've done so much for me, like, to make me come onto this experience. So yeah, I'm forever grateful for everything. But yeah, it was quite brutal. No, so she didn't know it. Well, I think Will and her know like a week before, but I was too scared to message. I was like, no, I can't message no one because it's obviously top secret. But yeah, I remember I met her at the Vogue party, and I was like, how do I get on it? How do I get on it? And she was like, just usher agent. I was like, oh, okay. And then they approached me for it, so very, very, very happy.